The best example I know of in my life, and a big, huge aha for me, has to do with my photography. My photography. You know what? From the age of 16, I wanted to hold a camera in my hand. I fell in love with the camera when it was given to me for my 16th birthday. I'm a Canon girl, just so you know. Sorry, Nikon or Sony. But, you know, I was given a Canon. I'm still with the Canon. Canon, I'm not doing an advertisement for you. But I've learned how to hold a camera. But here's the rub for me. For 90% of the time, no, 95% of the time that I've held a camera, I put it on program. I put it on automatic. The A or the P, it's like the camera gets to choose what it's doing. It gets to choose its aperture. It gets to choose the shutter speed. It gets to choose the ISO. It's choosing that based upon when I point, it's sort of viewing the condition and the situation, and it chooses how to make it pretty. Not me. The only thing I was choosing was the composition of the shot. Oh my gosh. Little did I know. I started studying. I started studying the principles of photography. I started trying to understand them a little bit, but I still didn't pay that much time. But when I started to travel, when Petra and I got together and she wanted to travel too, I said, oh my gosh, I better learn. I better at least understand this a little bit more. So when we went to the Galapagos in 2016, I put it on this thing called AV, which means I get to control the aperture, how much light comes into the camera. When there's a lot of light, there's shallow depth of field. So I could take a picture of a blue-footed booby, and it's in focus, and everything else behind it is blurry. Then I started understanding I could also put it on TV, not the thing you watch. TV is shutter speed. So I could put it on TV because the blue-footed booby might be flying a little fast. So I'd at least capture it, but the depth of field was beyond my control, you see? So I might have controlled one thing, but the camera was still controlling the other two key things. So I studied more. And for that bear trip, I said, I need to know. I'm not going to pay all this money and go all the way there, this once-in-a-lifetime trip, and not get great pictures. So I started studying. And I used TV and AV, both, on that trip. Some pictures worked, some pictures didn't. The bear was blurry because the shutter speed wasn't fast enough when he was going after a salmon. I was devastated. I got some great shots, but not as many as I would have liked. So I studied the principles and I practiced more and more over this past year to prepare to go to South Africa. And then it happened. Oh. I decided to take a leap of faith. I decided to believe that I could truly be in control, and I went on manual. It was a big deal for me. I was scared to do that. I'll never forget the first day I went out, I put it on manual. That means I had to choose the shutter speed and the aperture and the ISO, all three. I was in control. It was by me. And in the beginning, it wasn't great. It wasn't pretty. But I kept studying and I kept practicing. And I can tell you in the past year, my pictures have just changed so much. And I will not ever go off a manual again. This is what this is about. We are in control. It is in me. This power is within me. It's within you. It's within each of us. And when we begin to realize that we each can do this, that it dwells in me, it dwells in you, then we each get to choose to be expressed the in me, by me, how I choose. So it truly, truly pays to learn about these universal principles, to learn about the universal laws, and to apply them.